Alright, we're going to take a couple of minutes now to clean up our rig and do some last minute tweaks. One of the tweaks I'd like to do is move the controller for the twist attribute on the spine. I'd like to move it up a little higher, and I'll show you how even at this level of the rigging process we can make some changes to our rig. We'll then talk about cleaning up our channels, that way the animator only has the controls they need to animate. Okay, so what I'd like to do is let me get my move tool here. Take this chest control. You notice where the pivot point is at the chest, which is good. That's what I want. Okay. But when I rotate this, see it's rotating up here at the neck, at this IK handle. But the pivot point's down here. So I'm getting a little bit of an offset. What I'd like to do is connect it to the back control and have that, because that pivot point's right there at the same place there. So how do we do that? Well, like I said, even at this late in the game, we can make major tweaks like this to our rig. All we're going to do is reconnect the back control to the twist control of this IK handle. So we'll open up our connection editor, and let's go over here so you can see what we've got, all our pieces. The left side, or the right side, is going to be the IK handle, so that's selected already. The back control is going to be the left. And we're going to connect the rotate Y into twist. Now you notice twist is already italicized, meaning it already has a connection. Well, if I click this, what's happened is it's disconnected the chest and connected in the back control. So now if I select my chest control and try to rotate, I have no functionality there. However, if I do it to my back control, I get what I want without my offset. So everything works really good. All right, now let's talk about cleaning up our channels. These are the channels over here. These are what can be animated. Let's look at our knee controls, for example. All I want to be able to do is animate their translate. Okay, I don't want to be able to animate the rotation because that does nothing for me. I don't want to be able to connect it to the scale because adjusting those numbers or those attributes do nothing for the rig. Okay, so what I'd like to do is things that I don't mess with, the rotate and scale, I'm going to highlight them, right click, we're going to scroll down until you see lock selected. There you go. Now if I try to move them, no problem, it's unlocked so I can move it. But if I try to rotate it, the tool becomes gray. I can't do anything with the rotate tool or the scale tool. So this is a great way to keep your rig nice and clean and easy to use. However, over here in the channel box, you've got all these grayed out channels, and we don't really want them to see that. So what can we do? Well, let's open up the channel control for these attributes. So we'll select these two objects. We'll go to Channels, Channel Control, okay, which will bring open this window right here. And what we essentially have is on this side of the window, these are keyable attributes. All right. So what we'll do is we'll take out the scale and rotate and control click visibility because we don't want that either. And we just click on move. Now you notice my channel box now has shrunk down. It's only showing me the attributes that are left. These are the keyable attributes, which is perfect. All right, let's go over here to our foot control. Same kind of deal. We want movement like this. We want rotation. Okay, that's good. But we don't want scale. So we'll take our scale, lock it, and then over here we'll select visibility and all the scales and move them off. Now you'll want to go through and do this to all of your joints that you don't want. All of the controls that you don't want accessed. Things like this on our hip sway. Okay, we want to be able to move this back and forth to control the hips, but rotate doesn't do anything for us. So let's lock those down. So we'll lock down rotate and scale, and then pull them out of our channel box. There we go. So you're going to want to do that for all of the controls that you have. Some will have rotates, some will only have rotates, some will have rotates and translates. None of them will essentially have scale except this main control here, which has all of them. so we can scale and adjust our rig. So once you get through that whole process, your rig will be completed. And what I've done is I've saved you a file called completed rig, and it's going to be all of these settings done, everything cleaned up, and you'll be able to start there for the next lesson, which is going to be the rigging lesson, or the binding lesson, where I'm going to teach you how to bind the character to our joint system.